Welcome to Tika Talks, as she touches on everyday topics and issues in our lives, encouraging and uplifting. And now, without further ado, introducing Tika Talks.
Hello, 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 great people. I am Tamika Marable King. Thank you for tuning in to Tika Talks. I hope you guys have joined me in the 21-day challenge that I was talking about last week. So, this week for myself, I kind of, that schedule thing for me was not as successful every day as I wanted. But if you are like me, you're going to keep pushing. You're going to keep trying every single day. Remember what I told you, y'all. I want y'all to make sure y'all let me know how it's going for you. So on today, I have a wonderful guest, Mr. Gregory King.
Hey everybody, I'm back for a few minutes.
That's right. So let me just get started, and then I'm gonna let Greg take the floor because y'all know he's always deep with it. Okay. If the physical man needs to eat numerous times a day for the body to function as it was designed, then how much more does the spiritual man need to eat regularly because the soul is starving to death? And how do you know the soul is starving to death? Because you are living a dissatisfied life. Satisfaction is the act of fulfilling a need, desire, or appetite, or the feeling gained from such fulfillment. So with that being said, I would say for those of us, many times or any time that we have a feeling of dissatisfaction, we need to do something else. If you don't like something, you want to change whatever that is not fulfilling to you. Sometimes that is very hard based on the habits we may have or the behaviors we are used to, doing. But I'm telling you on today that if you do not make a conscious decision to do things differently so that you can live a satisfied life, you will continue to be miserable and be suffering. You can join me anytime.
I was thinking about how many minutes I had today. Because for those out there watching and listening, today we are winging it.
All the way.
All the way. Satisfaction. I called my sister-in-law and I was talking to her, asking what she was talking about today, and she said satisfaction. The thing that came to my mind was when I was in grade school, we bring report cards home, and we had 3 letters. We had a U, we had an N, and we had an S. The U being unsatisfactory. That meant that you were probably very disruptive. You got in a lot of trouble. And when you got home, you were going to get in a little bit more trouble.
Amen.
That would help you get at least to an end the next time, which was needs improvement.
Right.
So you bring an end home, that means you need a little bit of improvement. That same satisfaction that you got with that unsatisfactory mark, you would get with that end in my parents' household. So we strive to have all S's for satisfactory when we came home, or when we came home with our report cards, because we knew if there was anything different, then we weren't going to be satisfied with the outcome.
That's right.
And as we were writing, I was thinking back to the beginning of time, beginning of creation. God made the earth. He made man, woman. He made all the beasts and fowls of the air, the creatures of the land. And when he got done, he said, it's good. And when we look at things that we do in our lives, how we live our lives, how we talk to people, or even what we think about, is it satisfactory? Or is it a needs improvement? Or is it just plain out unsatisfactory?
That's good.
But like I said, God, he created the earth, and he said it was good. When we're at home, we have families, so we don't always eat out.
Amen.
You don't want to cook a meal and put your hard time into it for them to say, hey, mom, hey, dad, this right here needs a little bit of improvement. You want it to be satisfactory just as well as they do.
That's right.
Because we don't,
They're gonna eat your word.
we don't take time and put our effort in like that for it to be unsatisfactory.
Mm-hmm.
We have to have the love in it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I do. I bake a little bit and I cook a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I say the best ingredient that I can ever put in anything is love.
Amen.
Because when you throw some love in anything, it's going to be satisfactory.
Yeah.
Come on now, come on.
But if there's no love anywhere around it, you don't have to worry about it turning out right.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to worry about it being smooth, going smoothly, or even tasting right for that matter.
Mm-hmm.
I came here to this radio station and I was thinking the whole time I sat down in this seat. Now, over the years, I'm not the same size that I was in high school. But when I sat down in this chair, it held me up.
Amen.
And with that, I'm satisfied.
Praise the Lord. Yes, right, correct.
And when I go outside to start my vehicle up and go home,
Mm-hmm.
I plan on it starting up. And for that, I'm going to be satisfied as well.
Mm-hmm.
But transitioning back to our lives and the things that we do, the things that we say, how we treat people,
Mm-hmm.
are we really satisfied with that? And not just us, let's go on and say, is God satisfied with that?
That's right.
We do and we say a lot of things throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
We even have a lot of thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Going back to, I won't get into depth the conversation that I had with my wife on the ride down here. And she jokingly said, hey, we're going to have to get you something else to think about when you're on the road because I drive trucks. And I have a lot of time to think.
That's right.
So some things that come to my mind aren't always good. They're not always satisfying. They're not always satisfactory.
That's everybody.
Many of them I can say probably need improvement.
Definitely.
And I'm speaking for myself. I can't talk about any of you.
That's right.
But
You talking about a lot of us, okay? If they're gonna be real.
we have to look at ourselves and say, is what I just thought about my sister over here, my brother over there, the man walking down the street, the lady holding the sign at the stop sign.
Mm-hmm.
What we just thought about them or what we said to them or not, is that satisfactory in God's eyes?
That's right.
And if it's not, then we need to take a deeper look at ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Because a real change is going to start within ourselves. We can't change the world until we change ourselves.
That's right.
That's it.
And
The
if,
changes are from the inside out.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's me.
and if we expect things in the world to satisfy us, we have to first start within ourselves
Mm-hmm.
and then work outward. Because anytime we turn on the television now, and a lot of in between the songs on the radio,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to hear some unsatisfactory stuff.
Yes,
And
yes.
that's what we call news.
Mm-hmm.
There's no satisfying news that's ever reported, or hardly ever reported. I won't say ever, but hardly ever you hear anything satisfying when you turn to the news,
Mm-hmm.
be it on TV or radio, or whether you pick up a paper still. Many of us don't, but they still do have newspapers.
They're on the phone.
Yes. So, is anything in that satisfying? All that satisfaction is going to start with us. And it's going to start with us loving ourselves and loving each other as Christ loves us.
Mm-hmm.
If we can do that, then I truly believe that not even everything, because if everything we did and said was satisfactory, that would make us perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And Jesus is the only perfect being that ever touched this earth.
Yes, yeah.
So what we do is we strive to perfection. We strive to be satisfactory in what we do, in what we say, in what we think. And I'll even say in what we eat.
Mm-hmm.
We want to be satisfied when we take a bite of something. I'm just about hungry now, to tell you the truth.
Amen.
And I plan on being satisfied when I eat. When you go to work day in and day out, you don't want to get that check and you be unsatisfied.
That's right.
You don't want it to be a U or an N. You want it to be an S. For those of you just now tuning in or coming in late, the U is unsatisfactory, the N is needs improvement, and the S is satisfactory, which are the grades that we got on report cards for our conduct. So, I just say we conduct ourselves in a satisfactory manner, and that's going to all start with love. Because I believe that that's how God created earth and God created us, was in love. And when he finished the creation, he said it's good. And I think anything that you're satisfied with, you're going to say it's good.
That's right.
That's it. Say it, brother. It's good, sir. And quick with it. You really winged it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Just a little gift the gab. And I hope that everybody that's listening has been satisfied with
They were.
what has been said today. Because like I said, we're winging it today, and God has been with us, and he's always going to be with us.
That's
Yeah, we thank you.
And he's with you,
Yes.
and always.
Amen.
Even when you don't feel him, that's when he's with you most.
That's right. That's right.
The word says that, his man's extremity is God's opportunity. And with that means when you've done all that you can do, reached as far as you can reach, that's when God steps in, and he's not going to step in when you still have a little bit more of you to put into it, because you won't be satisfied with the outcome.
It's a hard lesson for people.
But if you extend yourself, and then you see that you're at your end, and you know that that's where God comes in, that's when his work is actually going to be realized and accepted for what it is. And with that, you will be satisfied. Let's go, sis.
I am always so grateful for him, Lord, for him to step in. Right?
We just got we got thrown off because there was a car going the wrong way on a one-way street.
Amen.
And with that, they might not be satisfied.
We hope the Lord is with them. As I said, I am always so grateful for Greg coming through. He's always got something great to say. He surely is a man of God. As he stated, y'all, you want to work to achieve the S. With God, within yourselves, and with those who you are surrounded by. It's not always the most easiest thing to achieve, but recognize the areas that need improvement so that you can be better, do better, and not be unsatisfactory, okay? So, with that, I'm done. I mean, hey, he did it. He did great. I absolutely love you. I hope to see you all, or y'all join us on next Sunday. Have a marvelous week. Do what you do best, that is being you. This week's shout out is going to go to the new pastor Brunson and First Lady Carrie Brunson. Had a wonderful installation service a little while ago, and I just want to tell y'all congratulations and I love you.
And I'm still sweating.
He played too much. It was a little hot up in there, but it was packed with love though, right?
Yes,
Amen.
and I'm satisfied.
That's right. It was great.